Mark's Hot Takes and Debates. This is Mark, and I'm here with Max and Tommy. Today we're discussing waffles versus pancakes. This is a very deep topic, lots of pros and cons of both, I think, and it's really good to get into it. So we'll start with Max. I always start to my left, I guess. So what do you think, Max, waffles or pancakes?
Pancakes.
Can you give me a couple reasons?
Just always have liked them better as a kid, but also like you can easily customize pancakes. Like
That's true.
They're easy to make, but then also like there's like the little shape things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you make them, you can make like a smiley face. I've done that before. I made a Christmas tree with, and then with toppings, you can like add like certain flavorings and just things like that. Like I made a Christmas tree after I made the Christmas tree shaped pancake. I added like green and red frosting.
That's true.
And sprinkles. So.
And Disney makes the Mickey Mouse pancakes.
Yes, and those are good too. I've had those.
I feel like they
before.
just taste better.
Yeah.
They just taste better. Now, Tommy.
Now, I'm more of a waffles guy, and Max, I will tell you that it is easier to make a decoration of your choice, and it definitely is a lot more efficient in the process of breakfast making. It's a lot easier to just make a batter and throw it on the griddle.
Mm-hmm.
And I will state the biggest con with making waffles is that you need a waffle iron. And that's its own special, unique tool, which actually a lot of families don't have, which is really unfortunate.
I don't have them.
And it takes more time to make a waffle, but I have to say, you get a lot more bang for your buck in terms of flavor and overall effort that you put into the waffle, right? So at that point, when you progress in maturity, you're not going to be wanting these Mickey Mouse pancakes or these Christmas pancakes. You're going to be wanting to make quality breakfast food to provide for your family. And at the end of the day, waffles just bring more to the table. And I'm going to touch on that point you made about the toppings.
Yeah.
So everything a pancake can hold, a waffle could easily hold. In fact, that the waffles have such an intricate design that dates back to the Middle Ages in Europe. That's actually a fact. You can look that up. The intricate design is so, in case, as you see in this beautifully detailed picture that Mark has provided, you see blueberries and strawberries, and you see in the waffle that the intricate design, there is a pocket in which you can place each individual blueberry so you can get maximum bang for your buck for flavor in each bite.
Gotcha.
And not to mention the syrup, because these pockets essentially provide a bathtub for the syrup to get maximum flavor in every bite. And there are so many different types of waffles. There are Belgian waffles, Liège waffles, American waffles, each ranging in different textures and flavors and tastes, which I think that's what waffles have going for the most in terms of versatility.
Okay.
Because what you stated, honestly, is just the same batter with different designs and not even different flavors, honestly the same thing. But in terms of waffles, you can range from I don't know if this is the correct term, but like floppiness, right? You could have a hard, crisp, toasted waffle, and then you can have like a softly baked floppy waffle. So if you're more of a like floppy waffle kind of person, you can go for that. You can't really get that with pancakes though, because if you toast it for too long, you kind of have this like cardboard disc latke kind of thing going for you, and that's just not going to be satisfactory with your breakfast experience.
Gotcha.
Well, those are some very good points.
Thank you very much.
So I was actually discussing this topic with my mom last night. We had pancakes and bacon for dinner, and it was very good. But we were talking about how she prefers pancakes and I preferred waffles. But she brought up a good point. She said that when you have a pancake and you get the syrup all over it, and then you have a waffle with syrup all over it, she said that the pancake has the same texture longer than a waffle holds the same texture with syrup on it. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think that completely depends on the waffle that you have. Because, I mean, she obviously must be referring to a waffle that you cook as like the same time as a pancake and is of the same consistency and texture. But, I mean, if you had a more toasted waffle, that would not be the same case at all.
That makes sense. It'd be
so
harder.
That would be my rebuttal against that. So it solely depends also on the ability to cook
So there's a higher, you could say there's a higher skill gap for waffle making.
Oh,
than
most
a
certainly.
pancake making.
Most certainly. Because also when it's in the waffle iron, you don't know how long it's for. You have to memorize times, you know what I mean? You got to have that locked down in your brain. With a pancake, you have that on the griddle. You know what you're getting because you're looking at it. With a waffle, you're going to have to be much more experienced to make the proper waffle.
That does make sense.
And I also wanted to note that have you ever gone to a restaurant and eaten pancakes and fried chicken? No, waffle is the only like pastry-based breakfast food that like you can eat with fried chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That also is just like another expansion on its versatility as a breakfast food, because you can expand to brunch and, dare I say, lunch.
That's true.
And dare I say, as a kid, I have had Eggos multiple times
Ooh.
for dinner.
Now, I was actually going to touch on Eggos. I was going to talk to you about this, Max.
Yeah.
So, you're on the pancake side. You mentioned they're fairly easy to make, which is
They
true,
are.
but then you have something that a company makes, and it's a great invention, really, a frozen waffle that you put into a toaster that comes out in like a minute,
Yeah.
which is shorter than it takes to cook a pancake. I mean, I may be wrong about that, but to me, when I cook pancakes, it takes longer than a minute.
Yeah.
But you put that bad boy in the toaster, you push it down, it pops up, and now you have a nice hot, not as good as a well-cooked,
Yeah.
full-size waffle, but an Eggo does have its place in
Yeah.
breakfast, especially on like a school day. You pop a hot, well, I guess they're cold when you put them in there, Eggo, and it comes out hot. In the morning, you can be getting ready while it's cooking, and then you have a hot breakfast. So, how do you feel about that, and where do you stand on that kind of issue?
I've had Eggos before, and I used to have them so much actually, where it's just I've gotten kind of tired of them, and so I actually did like. I don't know. Depends on the mood. I would say for a lot of people, if when you prefer Eggos or like waffles versus pancakes, like on the weekends, if I had a lot more time, I think I'd rather make the pancake than the waffle. But I also don't have a waffle maker. I'm broke, and so it really just depends on timing. But then also like which preference you have. But also the other thing I was gonna add is all very good points by Tommy. The one thing that I just thought of that I did not mention is you're from Virginia, right?
I've lived there, yeah.
Yeah, so I lived in Virginia too, and so down here in the South, it's Waffle House. Waffle House everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Every corner you turn, there's pretty much a Waffle House in every city, and
Good
so
place,
Waffle House, they don't have pancakes, I don't think, do they? They only have
No,
waffles.
it's a Waffle House.
Yeah, exactly. But IHOP is in Virginia, and it's like a northern thing, and so whenever I lived in Virginia, in Japan, I think they had it a few times too. I was born there. It's more pancakes than waffles. They have waffles too, but it's more pancakes, and their pancakes are really good. So I think that's probably why I prefer pancakes than waffles.
Now, I will say, Max, I have something against IHOP. Because
Really?
at the IHOP in Oklahoma, when I lived there,
Okay.
I went there, and there just happened to be this man. I was there. It was me, my friend, and these two girls, right?
Mhm.
We went there. It was probably like 11:30 at night because they stay open 24/7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they stay open all the
It's an
time.
American institution, of course, it's going to be stay open 24/7.
This guy was there, and he must have been under the influence of something.
Oh, really?
And he kept asking for her strawberries off of her plate. It was a really awkward experience.
Really awkward.
And he kept he was a very interesting fellow. So
Mark, may I add in here, awkward but unique. Wait, are you talking about IHOP?
IHOP.
I take that back. I thought you were talking about Waffle House. That's my bad. I thought you were talking
Oh,
about
I have Waffle
We
House
talked about
experiences too. But this guy, he was very interesting, and it made all of us very uncomfortable. We ended up getting our meal for free though because he was there,
Oh.
and he was bothering us the entire time that we ate.
Interesting.
So yeah, I mean there is that. Now I will wrap this up though, with just one question for each of you, and I'll start with Tommy. So you like waffles, right?
I do.
And you could have any kind of toppings on them, but if you had to pick just 3, what would they be?
Well, right off the bat, obviously we got to go with the syrup. I feel like that's a gimme.
Okay.
If I'm feeling a little extra flavorful, I'm feeling a little bit zingy, I'm gonna go for some whipped cream,
Ooh.
right?
Ooh.
And pretty recently, I have gotten into the blueberry game.
The blueberry game.
So a
Interesting,
little bit
interesting.
of that cream to like counteract the citrusiness from the blueberry, and to go with the buttermilkness from the waffles makes a very pleasant experience on the palate.
Interesting. Well, so blueberries. I do like blueberries, but I will say, have you ever substituted and done a little quick swap for the blueberries for strawberries?
I actually have not had that many strawberry waffles in my time.
Well, I'll just put you on. Remember that.
Yes, I'm
Remember
gonna go home and I'm going to eat strawberry waffles for dinner tonight.
And Max, to wrap it up, 3 toppings on a pancake, although I really only can think of 2. But let's see what you got. 3.
Mine's just simple. It's just butter and then whipped cream. So
All right, the whipped cream was the one I was missing. All right, well, thank you so much. This has been Mark's Hot Takes and Debates. We did waffles versus pancakes. Thank you both for being here,
Of course.
and we'll see you next time. Thank you.